Hey friends, thanks for joining us for this 13 Plus update. We are taking you live to downtown Tucson right now, where Mayor Romero was inaugurated this morning along with city council members. And we are about to hear from her on not only a recap of what happened the last year, but also some of her plans and priorities going into 2024. So we're just going to go ahead and listen in.
You may be seated, and we'll begin the Mayor and Council meeting portion of the ceremony. Council will stand in session. Let's go to roll call. Ms. Santa Cruz.
Here.
Mr. Cunningham.
Here.
Mr. Dahl.
Here.
Mrs. Lee.
Here.
Mr. Fimbres.
Absent excused.
Mr. Kozaczek.
Absent excused.
Mayor Romero.
Here. Item 2.
Oaths of office.
I want to congratulate Council Members Lane Santa Cruz, Councilmember Paul Cunningham, and Councilwoman Lee on their re-election. I'd like to invite them to say a couple of comments if you'd like. Councilwoman Lee.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, thank you to everyone that's here today. I want to specifically acknowledge my family, my husband, and 2/3 of my children. The other one's homesick. Thank you all so much for your support this year. Also to my team and my extended family, and just for everyone on our teams who helped us get here today, and everyone who supported us the last 4 years and had confidence that we are going to continue moving Tucson in the right direction for the next 4 years. So just full of gratitude and appreciation today, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilmember Cunningham.
I guess it'd be a little cliche to thank everybody for being here, but I do. Thank you for everybody for coming. A couple things. I'm being sworn in today by my aunt and my 3 sons, and I want to thank them for coming to do that. My parents are not here today. They're under the weather, as a lot of us are. I hear there's something going around, but I hope you all feel better. I want to thank my team. Without y'all, we would not be as successful as we could. My team yesterday had Disability Pride Day. It's one of the largest events in the nation that celebrates disability pride. We had over 1,000 attendees, and we're looking forward to it being an incredible event next year as well. Right, it was right here at the TCC. But while I got the mic, just want to remind everybody that right now the Eastside Family Resource Center is having their toy drive, and I hope you consider donating. Other than that, we're going to have a great year, Tucson, and another great 4 years. I'm happy to be here, and thank you, everybody, for coming. God bless you.
Councilmember Santa Cruz.
Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone. I think I felt overwhelmed coming in here, and my heart full of gratitude for all the support, all the care, all the love from the community here. That we don't take the work that we do in office lightly. That we take it as a mandate that we have from all of y'all to do what's right for our community. And so I look forward to serving another 4 years with this mayor and council. And I too want to thank my staff for all the work that they carried out, especially this past year during election. All our friends and family who support us far and near. Also my children, Sique Mayela, Tenoch and Yaneli and Jorge Babi, and my co-parent, Jim, for all the support in allowing me to do this work. So muchísimas gracias, and here's to another 4 years.
Item 3.
Oaths of office.
We will now commence with the swearing in of those elected on November 7th of 2023. Will Councilmember Santa Cruz please move to the podium or the microphone? Sique Mayela Santa Cruz Byrne will administer the oath of office to Councilmember Lane Santa Cruz in Ward 1.
I, Lane Santa Cruz, do solemnly swear
I, Lane Santa Cruz, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the ordinances, resolutions, and rules
the ordinances, resolutions, and rules and regulations
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiances
and allegiances
to the same,
to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the office of Council Member Ward 1
and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Council Member Ward 1
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
or so I affirm, or so do I affirm.
or so I do.
Good job, you guys.
Will Councilmember, yes, good job, CK. Will Councilmember Cunningham move to the front, please? Judge Ann Fisher Segal will administer the oath of office to Councilmember Paul Cunningham, representing Ward 2, with Paul Cunningham's 3 sons. Judge Fisher?
It's not on. Oh, there it is. Being Fisher Cunninghams, we have to say a few words. So first, we're going to hear from Lute. First, we're going to hear from Joe Cunningham.
Dad, speaking for my generation, we want someone who is open and honest with their politics. As your son, I can say that I trust in your ability to be trustworthy and honest about both of those things and be a leader for this community. I love you.
Kyle Cunningham.
Congratulations on your 4th term, Dad. We're all so proud of you and everything you've accomplished, and I couldn't have asked for a better father.
Lute Cunningham.
Dad, I am proud of you because you got 59,000 votes.
There's a ringer there.
I love you.
Paul, you give to this community as a father, a son, and as a husband. You give as a teacher, a coach, a soldier, and as a councilman. You give, and what we get is your love. You love, love, love Tucson. You love Tucson with all of your passion and all of your dedication. And as the community of Tucson, we are the beneficiaries of your love of Tucson. Thank you for giving us your heart. Now, from our Torah, I'll have you say your oath. Okay. Please repeat after me. I, Paul Cunningham, do solemnly swear
I, Paul Cunningham, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Arizona,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the mayor, of the office of council member, Ward 3. Ward 2.
It's a coup.
and impartially discharge the duties of the office of council member, Ward 2 of the city of Tucson,
Of Tucson, Arizona, according to my ability,
according to my ability, to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Paul.
In my comments, I forgot to acknowledge one person that's really special. That would be my wife. I love you so much.
Nice save.
Thank you, Judge Fisher and the Cunninghams, for joining us up here. Congratulations, council member. Now, will council member Nikki Lee move to the podium, please? And you could use the mic or the podium, however you'd like to do. All righty, and the Lieutenant Colonel Dana Almond, U.S. Army retired and current Executive Deputy Director of the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, will administer the oath of office to Councilwoman Nikki Lee, Ward 4.
Right on. So people that know me, you got to be careful if you let me have this mic. So I just want to tell you, it's a pleasure to be BFFs and battle buddy with Councilwoman Nikki Lee. This is so awesome for me. I have done a lot of oaths over the years. I've got more than 23 years of active duty Army service, and I have welcomed in every branch of service, minus the Space Force. I have re-enlisted a lot of folks over the years, but this is truly an honor to administer the oath to a public servant. I'll tell you right now, all of you are public servants. Everybody up here is a public servant. Doesn't matter whether you served in the military or not, we are all public servants, but it's my special honor with my battle buddy to be able to swear her in. And here's one more thing before we get to the oath. I got to say it. So if anybody knows me, they know how much I love West Point. I am a 1994 West Point graduate, and when you say duty, honor, country, what do? You stand up straighter, you sit up straighter, you poke your chest out, because I know when she took that first oath to serve our country, she knew that she was going to serve for a lifetime, and that's why this is so special to be a part of this moment. Right on.
Yay.
Okay, raise your right hand. Oh, okay. I, Nikki Lee,
I, Nikki Lee,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the ordinances, resolutions, and rules and regulations
and the ordinances, resolutions, and regulations
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties,
and I will faithfully and, what was the other word?
impartially, right on,
Discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of Council Member Ward 4
Council Member Ward 4
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oh,
Congratulations, and thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Almond, for joining us this morning. And now the Honorable Judge Rosemary Marquez, will administer the oath of office for me, and I'd like to invite my family, the First Dude of Tucson, Ruben Reyes, Emiliano, and Luciana, to the stage. And we're going to do it up in this area. You could go through the side. And if I could get my mom just to stand or sit to the side of us so that she can join us. She doesn't have to come up the stage.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Regina Romero,
I, Regina Romero,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the ordinances, regulations, and rules, the ordinances, resolutions, and rules,
and the ordinances, resolutions, and rules,
and regulations of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
and regulations of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear with true faith, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
of the office of Mayor of the City of Tucson, Arizona,
of the office of Mayor of the city of Tucson, Arizona,
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
according to the best of my abilities. So help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor. I want to say it is an honor and a true privilege to be able to administer the oath here today to our beloved Mayor Regina Romero. Congratulations.
De parte de la familia de Regina, Les quiero dar las gracias a todos por estar aquí. Es un honor y un placer y el orgullo de la familia, no solamente de la familia, pero toda la gente donde ella creció en Somerton, Arizona y La Mesa. Ustedes hicieron un gran trabajo con su hija y gracias.
I didn't really prepare anything, but thank you, Mom, for being the best mom in the entire world, and sorry. Thank you for being a role model to a lot of young girls that want to be like you, and thank you for being a role model that I can look up to. Sorry. So I love you, and thank you for that.
Thank you. Okay. Item 4.
Organization of council.
Item 4A, roll call.
Mix Santa Cruz.
Here.
Mr. Cunningham.
Here.
Mr. Dahl.
Here.
Mrs. Lee. Here. Mr. Fimbres.
Absent excused.
Mr. Kozaczek.
Absent excused.
Mayor Romero.
Here. City Manager's Communication number 382, dated December 4th, is received into and made part of the record. Ms. Clerk, you are requested to read Resolution 23706 by number and title only.
Resolution number 23706, relating to the Vice Mayor of the Mayor and Council, selecting a Vice Mayor.
What is the council's pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilmember Cunningham.
We've had some traditions, and I really want to give some acknowledgement to the work that Ward 1 and Ward 4 did in redefining how we're going to execute the office of Vice Mayor over the next 4 years. I think that's an exciting piece to some of the leadership we're doing. In the meantime, one of our council members has not, the only one of our council members who has not had the opportunity to serve as Vice Mayor yet, I think has earned that opportunity. He's earned it by being collegial, he's earned it by being communicative, and he's earned it by supporting and serving his constituents. And therefore, it's with that, I make the motion that we adopt Resolution 23706, appointing Kevin Dahl as our new Vice Mayor for the year 2024.
Second.
So there is a motion. May I hear a second, please?
Second.
There is a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Councilwoman Lee.
Kevin, you are an amazing partner, amazing seatmate. I appreciate your use of props, and you pushed me to do better, so I'm really excited to see you in this role over the next year, Kevin, so happy to support you.
Thank you.
Any others? Councilmember Dahl, would you like a few? Actually, will you be accepting the service of Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I do accept this nomination, and if elected, I will serve. I want to.
I'm going to be putting you to work. You know
I
that.
know you are. They created this new system so that the mayor can put me to work, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to say that I come to the position having learned so much in the last 2 years from you, Mayor, and from my colleagues, the colleagues here, Lane, Paul, and Nikki, but also Councilmember Fimbres and Councilmember Kozaczek, who couldn't be here today. I campaigned to become a city council member on climate change, water, and supporting our neighborhoods. And we still need to do all three. I've learned so much more, especially about that third part, because it encompasses crime, homelessness, housing, and so many other issues. I want to thank also that I've learned so much and the support of my wife, Van Miller, and my tremendous staff. Staff, could you stand up? Ward 3 staff. Thanks, guys. And now I'm looking forward to the mayor's State of the City address, so I'll just shut up now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So there is a motion and a second. If there is no further discussion, all those, do we need a roll call? Oh, we need a roll call vote.
Ms. Santa Cruz? Aye. Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Mr. Dahl?
Before I say aye, I forgot to mention the manager and the city attorney and all the staff of our great city have taught me so much and are doing such great work. Aye.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye.
Mayor Romero?
Before I say aye,
Aye.
I need a signature. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to mention that I forgot at the beginning that council members Kozacek and council members Fimbres could not be here as much as they wanted to be here. There's a bug going around, and both of them got it. So they didn't want to spread it to all you and us, so I thank them. But with that, Councilmember Dahl, I look forward to working with you in your new position as redefined by the mayor and council. You've brought so much levity and really a lot of thoughtfulness to your work as council member representing the people of Ward 3 and the entire city. And I just want to let you know that I'm very happy that you will be filling this role. So with that, I say aye. Resolution 23706 passes by a vote of 5-0. So item 5 will be the mayor's annual report to Tucsonans, and then we will gavel the meeting out after the annual report. I invite my council colleagues and our city attorney, our city manager, either to stay up here for the annual report, or if you'd like to join us in the audience, however you'd like to do it. I do warn you, it's about a 15-20 minute speech. So if you want to stay up here, I would love to make sure that that you stay up here or give you the opportunity to join your families in the audience.
And to introduce Mayor Romero, I'd like to welcome to the stage and the podium her sister, Maricruz Ruiz.
Glasses on because I can't see that well. Good morning. It's a beautiful day today. A bit chilly, but still a happy day indeed. I'm here to introduce my little sister, or as you all know her, the mayor, the newly re-elected mayor of Tucson, Regina Romero. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Maricruz Romero Ruiz. And Regina and I were really close. Growing up, we were inseparable. We were two peas in a pod, you would say. We loved to grab our bikes, and after school, we would roam around our small community with our friends, not a care in the world. When it would get late and start getting dark, someone's mom would always remind us that it was time to get home. Váyanse a su casa. Because we looked after one another. That's where we acquired our sense of community, through our neighbors, in this little, forgotten by the rest of the world immigrant community, La Mesa, Arizona. We learned kindness and selflessness from our mom, Josefina, and the value of hard work and civic engagement from our dad, Jose. I knew Regina was extraordinary from a very young age. People just gravitated to her. She was charming and incredibly bright. She won her first campaign at the tender age of 10 in the 5th grade when she was elected student body secretary. The beginning of many firsts for her. It was apparent back then, as it is now, that she was born to lead. Opportunities for a better life were few and far between for us. But we knew that there was more out there in the real world, and we couldn't wait to go grab those opportunities. We were told from a very young age that if you worked hard and you did the right thing, success would follow. Regina is the embodiment of those qualities and more. Hard work, perseverance, a strong moral compass, gracias, papa, and leadership. Albert Einstein once said, "It is high time the ideal of success should be replaced with the ideal of service." And a lot of you up here mentioned service and then mentioned heart. Regina leads in the service of others, in the service of our city. She leads with corazón, mucho corazón, grace and without fear of hard work. I am proud and grateful for her willingness and ability to lead. I am proud and grateful for the way she's working to bring equity and sustainability to Tucson. So today, let's celebrate the person you all came here to hear from, your mayor, the Honorable Regina Romero.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Muy buenos días. Good morning. Thank you all so much for coming. Sister, I was so afraid you would disclose something you shouldn't have. Thank you so much for being here this morning to celebrate with us. I want to acknowledge that we are standing on the lands that have been traditionally stewarded by the Tohono O'odham since time immemorial, and the Pascua Yaqui people who have lived in the Sonoran Desert for thousands of years. And we are standing on the grounds of a barrio that was a center of commerce and community. During urban renewal in the 1960s, the barrio was destroyed to create where we are standing now, the Tucson Convention Center campus. It is important to me that we ground ourselves by naming and acknowledging the histories of these lands. I am grateful to Chairman Jose of the Tohono O'odham Nation and Chairman Yocupicio of the Pascua Yaqui tribe for posting their flags here today. This is a symbol of the work we continue to do together to acknowledge the sovereignty of our indigenous relatives and our collaboration into the future. I am the daughter of Jose Romero Noriega and Josefina Arvizu Durazo. I want to thank my husband, Ruben Reyes, the first dude of Tucson, my children, Emiliano and Luciana, my mother, my sisters and brother, my entire family. As we all know, family serves alongside an elected official. My work, my service to our community would not be possible without their love and support and their willingness to share me, my time and attention with all of Tucson. Thank you to my colleagues, Council Members Lane Santa Cruz, Paul Cunningham, Kevin Dahl, Nikki Lee, Richard Fimbres, and Steve Kozachek. I am proud of the work we have accomplished the last 4 years and look forward to the work we have yet to do to make sure Tucson continues to be the safe, equitable, resilient, thriving desert city with economic opportunity for all. I'd like to thank my team at the mayor's office, the city manager, Michael Ortega, and the entire City of Tucson executive leadership team. Together, we work to make sure Tucsonans
are well served. Finally, thank you to the voters of Tucson. Your participation in local elections in our democracy is so important. Thank you for electing me again, for entrusting me and this council to continue to take bold steps to lead Tucson forward in the right direction. 4 years ago, I stood before you, filled with hope and gratitude, knowing that we were making history. As I said then, never in my wildest dreams had I imagined the daughter of immigrant farm workers would be the mayor of the city of Tucson one day. The first woman, the first Latina. In 2023, it is about more than me. It is about us. It is about more than history. It is about our future. It is about what we can do together. As your mayor, it is my ethic to take bold action grounded in evidence-based, data-driven decision-making. During my first term as your mayor, I have proven that I know how to do this job. But I do not do this work on my own. Along with my colleagues on the council, we accomplish so much with our public and private partners, with regional, state, and federal governments, with our local nonprofits, community organizations, and individuals to create innovative, layered, and multifaceted solutions that meet our unique needs in Tucson. In fact, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our elected officials here today, members of their staffs, and all of the community leaders. Your support and partnership make so much of this work possible. We have an executive leadership team at the City of Tucson that believes in our vision and is hard at work of implementing that vision every single day to completely transform the way we serve our residents. In 2019, I promised you I would take clear action on climate and protecting our water, infrastructure and roads, housing affordability in my working family agenda, investing in our children and youth, and community and public safety. As your mayor, I have delivered by changing the systems and structures, by identifying gaps and creating the programs and positions to fill those gaps with services that have never existed before. 2 years ago, our community was rocked by tragedy when a gunman shot at first responders, killing 2 neighbors and injuring others in the Western Hills Las Vistas neighborhood. This moment shocked me. It made me think deeply about how we need to layer our approach. We need to work holistically to transform how we are delivering services and creating safety for our community. Residents living in this area experienced years of historic disinvestment that contributed to high poverty, high crime, and crumbling infrastructure. One of the ways that I am working to create safety and prosperity in our community is strategically layering $21 million in the Western Hills Las Vistas neighborhood to make transformative investments, from fixing streets to bringing safe water infrastructure, to making park improvements, to planting trees, and to connecting residents to services. This type of investment in our neighborhoods creates hope and lets residents know that their mayor cares about their quality of life. At the same time, we are investing in community and public safety at unprecedented levels. We are investing in the first city-supported child care center specifically for first responders, and a program dedicated to supporting the mental and emotional health of our police officers. Struggle well. We've completely remodeled and invested more than $9 million in the 911 communication centers with call takers in mind. We are continuing to innovate by hiring professional staff investigators to augment the detective staff and expand investigative capacity in the same way that community service officers support and expand the ability of the Tucson Police Department to respond to calls for service. We are working together with Chief Kasmar to retain commissioned police officers and grow our professional staff. We have stemmed the flow of attrition and are seeing increases in our personnel at TPD for the first time in years. For far too long, we have placed too big a burden on the shoulders of our police officers, and we have not had the appropriate programs in place to address the needs of Tucsonans. Tucson is one of 6 jurisdictions implementing the Place Network Investigation Program nationally. PNI targets street gun violence by disrupting the infrastructure that supports it, using an approach that requires cooperation from all city departments, neighbors, and surrounding businesses. We've seen more than a 75% reduction in gun violence in 3 areas of our city. A 75% gun violence reduction. This increased collaboration and investment is having a tangible, positive impact on the quality of life for our community. Today, I am happy to announce that the City of Tucson's 311 system is open and in service for our residents. Now, Tucsonans can call 911 for true urgent emergencies that need the attention of police officers or firefighters. Or they can call 311 to get support from non-urgent social needs, to report water leaks, or to get help from the 311 team to figure out the right resources for the caller. Yes, it's really good. As part of making transformational change in Tucson, with my advocacy, the mayor and council funded 311, and I dedicated $300,000 of American Rescue Plan funds from my allocation to stand up this program. Now, residents have one 3-digit number to use as a point of connection to city information and services. Before, the city had over 280 phone numbers for residents to call to access city services. Now, a single number, 311, is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that connects residents with the right information or the right service. Just in November, 311, as a pilot program, 311 staff took more than 9,000 calls, unclogging the 911 system. 70% of those calls were resolved immediately, and 30% were referred to a department for follow-up. This is a valuable service for Tucsonans. Another example of how the holistic, data-driven, layered approach that is the hallmark of my administration works is the $50 million Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant we competed for successfully from our federal partners, HUD. This highly competitive grant accelerates our efforts to create or rehabilitate more than 550 housing units, establish an extensive support system for residents of the Tucson House, and strengthen public investments in the Thrive in the 05, and leverages federal funds for an additional $300 million. This grant is a critical investment that will help us carry out the plans that were developed alongside residents and stakeholders. Mike Edmonds, a resident of the Tucson House, said, "This shows the city truly cares about Tucson House residents and that they haven't been forgotten. We're excited to see our home transformed into a modern city within a city." Our key partners include city departments, Pima County, the United Way, the Community Food Bank, Pima Council on Aging, ASU School of Social Work, the Beacon Group, Suntran, Pima Community College, and the Pascuayaqui Tribe. Working together, we can do great things. In the last 2 years, my colleagues on the council joined me in voting to develop another Thrive Zone in the 29th Street corridor. Our Thrive approach is layered and centers residents, neighborhood leaders, and local stakeholders, including businesses, nonprofits, and educational institutions, who together identify needs, goals, and strategies to direct future investments. When I became mayor in 2019, there was no organized plan to use our resources to address the need for more affordable housing and the growing and parallel crisis across our country, unsheltered homelessness, and the fentanyl and opioid epidemics. In the last 4 years, under my leadership, the council and I, working with city and county staff and nonprofit partners, creating our Housing First program, which was designed to fill a gap and complement all of the other services and programs that are available for our community. Since January of 2023, these programs that were instituted during my first term are making a significant difference for Tucson's most vulnerable residents. Community safety, health, and wellness care coordinators have worked with 1,300 Tucsonans to advance safety in their communities. They have facilitated violence prevention and de-escalation workshops in P&I locations and Thrive Zones. They have assisted 75 Tucsonans in finding affordable housing or preventing eviction, and connected 1,200 residents to community-based supports related to poverty or mental illness. Our Housing First navigators and outreach coordinators have served nearly 1,000 residents and moved over 650 people into permanent housing. Our Project Gateway mobile shower program has served over 650 Tucsonans. The city now owns and partners to operate 6 hotels for both Housing First and Pima County eviction prevention. Again, our focus on working together to put the right work in the right hands is transforming how the city of Tucson delivers services to our residents. In 2023, we launched the Homeless Protocol Tool and Tiered System to thoughtfully and strategically prioritize where we use our resources. We have reduced police officer calls to homeless encampments by over 60%. That means, yes, that means that those officers are available to respond to calls of residents and business owners all over our city. In fact, the outreach for Tier 2 monitored encampments is done by Community Safety, Health, and Wellness navigators and the Housing First team. Housing Central Command, working with HUD, chose Tucson as a pilot city. For the next 120 days, they will help us audit our systems and improve our processes for encampment navigation by housing individuals within our continuum of care, along with Tucson Pima collaboration to end homelessness. This is a huge win for our community and another amazing example of the partnerships we are leveraging federally and within our own region. In 2024, we are launching our multidisciplinary outreach team, which is made up of a nurse from El Rio Clinic, a street outreach team member from the city of Tucson, and Old Pueblo Community Services, and a Housing First case manager from the city of Tucson. We will also be adding 2 grant-funded emergency housing navigators to help residents with our emergency housing vouchers to maintain their housing. We are working to finalize a congregate low-barrier shelter that is needed in Tucson and will help all of us provide assistance to our unsheltered neighbors. We are working together to improve the quality of life for our most vulnerable residents. In 2023, the Mayor and Council adopted Tucson Resilient Together, our equity-centered climate action and adaptation plan, and a plan for its implementation. Acting boldly to fight the effects of climate change is and has always been a top priority for me. As the daughter of immigrant farm workers who worked in the fields myself, I know firsthand how heat and drought affects workers. As a mom raising the 7th generation of Sonoran desert dwellers, I have deep understanding of the challenges and of the commitments necessary to make sure that Tucson and our residents have a climate-resilient city that thrives another 7 generations into the future. The city of Tucson hired its first Chief Resiliency Officer, Fatima Luna, who will lead the climate action team that is comprised of 16 members from across city departments. They are responsible for working with our community and stakeholders to implement our Tucson Resilient Together plan. The city of Tucson had never taken action to address climate change before I became mayor. Because of our dedication to act on mitigating the effects of climate change, we moved fast and furiously to get this done in just 3 years. Using the implementation plan in Tucson Resilient Together, we have competed successfully for state and federal grants, including $21.4 million to purchase 39 new compressed natural gas buses, which will phase out our remaining diesel bus fleet. A $4.1 million Resilient and Efficient Codes grant to develop a Southwest adapted model building code for